Good morning, here I am at the Woollahra store and I thought today I'd talk to you about blinds. We have many blinds here at the Woollahra store, so it's going to be a really easy talk and we'll get the terminology for blinds correct. Sometimes people come into store and they talk to us about curtains or blinds, and I realise that a lot of people get very confused about what blind is what. Here we have the most basic of blinds, the roller blind, and I have here inside the window we have a mesh sunscreen roller blind. Now this is the most common blind you find in Australia, either as a block out or as a sunscreen, and they're very good, especially if you have strong west or northern light, and people install them, but the most important thing when you install a blind is to use it. So it's all very well to have the blind on the window, but make sure you drop it every day, especially if you go out to work, because that blind is what's going to protect your precious interior furnishings from fading and turning into just piles of dust. So that's it. Now, underneath, over the top of this, I've got our very lovely, too many blind cords here, our very lovely stiffened fabric roller blind. Now this is one that we have specially made. We can stiffen many fabrics, but they need to be fine. So we can stiffen muslins, and you must be seeing those on windows. Muslins, this is our fine, lovely fine striped cotton in Billy, and it comes in many colours, and it's a great fabric for stiffening because it's fine, it looks lovely. It does let light in, but it gives you privacy. People would find it very hard to look through that. So that's a great blind that we make. Now over here is the bonded roller blind. Now this is a very popular blind for mid-century modern homes. And above the blind we have also a bonded clean pelmet. And why we have that is that we have back rolled the blind, so it's very close to the window, and that can be bonded in many fabrics, but they must be a fine fabric. So anything that's like a fine poplin, a lawn, a fabric, it can't be sheer because you'll see the backing and the glue behind, but any fine woven cotton is excellent. We've used our Lamondra ECAT fabric to make this one, and it's a roller blind, so it just has a chain mech and it pulls up and down very easily. Now that pretty much covers your roller blinds. And then what I'd like to move on to is the Roman blind. Now a Roman blind is a flat blind that folds. When you pull it up and you drop it down, it falls flat. Now here we have, this is our basic deluxe Roman blind. It's a lovely pattern. It's called, what's that fabric called? Ink block in colour multi. Now this is a great fabric for a Roman blind because it gives a pop of colour in a room, especially if you're doing a child's room or a study, and if you had very plain painted walls, a blind like this just brings in a bit of character and interest. It is block out line. That means that it would stop any sun from coming through and fading the fabric or you know, damaging the furnishings in the room. It's on a headboard and it has a cord control which pulls it up and down, and it has a cord lock, which means you can lock it off. You don't need to wind it around. Now above it we have our blind we call a ziggy. A ziggy blind comes in a particular fabric. This is a block out line ziggy. It often has trim on it, this ribbon trim, and it's on a chain mech. Now chain mechs are often used when blinds are very big and they're heavy, or if they're very, they're going to be in a room like a child's room and you don't want the cords hanging down. So a chain mechanism on a blind is very good. The only thing with a chain mechanism is it does cause the headboard to sit out more. So when you have a cord lock, the headboard can sit closer to the window. So that the closer the blind sits to the window, the less light drift occurs. So if you're putting a Roman blind or a roller blind in a child's bedroom and you're concerned with light drift, then you need to take the blind much wider than the window, and you need to make it longer than the window. And you should, yes, use a headboard, a pelmet board, because that does control the lighting at the top. We have unconstructed Roman blind. Now this is a very soft Roman blind. It has no lining in it. It is a blind that we often make in linen. Linen, because it's a tough cellulose fibre. It's constructed slightly different to cotton, so it tends to handle weathering and sun a little better. It can be done in a thicker weight linen, so this is a very fine linen. This is our vintage linen in colour ivory, but you can do it in a slightly heavier linen, and it gives it textured, which looks lovely in a beach house sitting room or in a bedroom. You can put a block out roller blind in behind this if you wanted more light control, and this one is on a cord with a cord lock. Now above it we have another Roman blind, and it's been lined with a finer fabric, so it doesn't sit as stiffly, but it is still a classic deluxe Roman blind, and we've trimmed it with a little bit of one of our No Chintz trims. And then above it has the other Roman you're seeing there is a other unstructured Roman blind. This one has a very fine lining in it, and it just folds, and you can see how it folds. It folds a little messily, but some people like that casual look, especially if you've got a bit of a cottage or a very simple home or very low-key decor. It can be very charming to have that very soft look. Now, the last blind I'm going to talk about is the Swag Roman. Now, the Swag Roman is a beautiful blind, but it has a lot of impact. It is a blind that brings real character into a room. It can look beautiful in a plain fabric, much more elegant, or a stripe, but then when you have it in a pattern, it gives character, and it could look lovely in a study or in a bedroom. And why they're very good in bedrooms is that a Swag Roman wraps round. You can see it, the headboard up there. The blind wraps back to the wall. Now that means that the light drift you normally get with the blind at the side is taken care of. It comes round, and this one is lined in a block out, and it also has, we've interlined this, so it has that lovely elegant weight of the flannelette in between the lining and that. And we've trimmed it. Swag Romans look beautiful with trim. We've trimmed this with our lattice pom-pom, which looks really elegant, and they're often cord drawn, so I'll just drop it down so you can see how it goes. They go down really well. You can really get block out with this, and it helps a bit with noise because it's such a bulky blind. So children's and bedrooms, perfect. And then it folds up, and when it folds up, it looks very, very pretty. So at No Chintz, we specialise in very beautiful window furnishings. So we can help you make the right choice for your windows. If you come in and you talk to us about the style of your home, the type of decoration you've got, the way you want to live, we can most probably find for you the perfect blind that would just enhance your interior. So the girls at the shops are well trained in finding out what is the best blind for your lifestyle.